Welcome back to another episode of Musings podcast. I'm your host Gongo Mildred, and I'm so happy that you've joined me on another Wednesday for another amazing episode. So, I think I mentioned this before that I've been rewatching Triumph of Love. It's on YouTube for those who do not know. Triumph de l'Amour, it used to come on Citizen a while back. So if you want, you can go and watch it there as well. And it has been entertaining, but I'm just finding myself going like, why is all of this happening? And I'm thinking that once it's done, because what I usually do is whenever I get Wi-Fi, like I download them and then I watch up to wherever they are at the moment, and then I go on with my life until I get again. I do that. So I've watched up to episode, I think 105 by now. So I'm thinking once they're done, I want to talk about it like on the musings, like the podcast for Saturday. Like it will be sort of a review, but I won't do it on the review day. I'll do it on Saturday to just talk about it, because when I was a kid, I used to cry about some things that I never even knew they were supposed to be cried over. But now as an adult, I'm watching it and I'm like, what the actual hell? What is this? But yeah, so I'll talk about it once it's all done, just to let you know how telenovelas used to lie to us, yo. But yeah, it's fine. I'll do that when the time comes. The other thing I've been rewatching is Smallville, and I didn't realize where my love for soft rock came from until I watched Smallville again. Because I'm now watching it. I'm just about done with season 1, and I've been watching it and I'm like, okay, I love this song. And I think I started loving it from this time because the soundtracks on Smallville, Vampire Diaries, the originals, Grey's Anatomy, they're just some of the best. Like some of the best soundtracks ever. So I'm watching Smallville and I'm listening to all of this music and I'm falling in love with the music, and I'm watching the show itself and I'm looking at some of the actors who are about my age at the moment or a little bit older right now, like just 5 or so years older than me. Like we're sort of in the same age bracket, and I'm looking at them. They were so young back then. I just saw Ryan Kelly from Teen Wolf. He was the who was he on that? I don't remember. Like used to burst into flames. He came on in the later seasons, but I just saw him when he was young, like a little boy. I think he was around 11, 12 or 13, 14 at the time that he acted on Smallville. And I'm like, oh my God. He was such a cutie patootie. And he hasn't changed. Like his face has not changed. Right now, he's, I think, 39 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So again, same age group. But back then, he was so young. And his face still looks the same. And he's just so cute. I don't know what to say. I've also seen like people like okay, I've forgotten. But it's a lot of people from back in the day, or actually shows that are happening or happened a while back while they were adults, but then here you see them while they were so young. I look at the face and I'm like, I know this person. Who is this? Who is this? And then I start remembering and I'm like, oh, it's so and so. Like, I can't wait because I know a couple of other people that I've watched in other shows. I know Jensen Ackles is going to appear at some point. Like a lot of people that I know are going to appear in later episodes and in later seasons, and I can't wait to see them and the part that they played and actually how old they were when they were playing this, because they are so young. Like Ryan Kelly was such a beautiful surprise. I was so happy with it. So I was like, I know this person. That is Ryan Kelly. And yeah, it was him. So I'm enjoying Smallville. Like, of course, it's a little bit, freaky sometimes. Some of the things that people are suffering from are freaky, but I'm loving it so far. I'm still just in season 1, so I can't wait to get to the other seasons. And it's up to season 10, so and this is like the olden ones, olden days series where they used to go to up to episode 21, 22, 23, 24. So, I don't know, but we'll get through it, okay? Downloading them one at a time and just watching them through. So, yeah, I can't wait. So, I'm going to go to today's episode. On today's episode, I'm going to be giving a review of the South African movie, Happiness is a Four-Letter Word. do not get me wrong. I know I said I will not watch it. But tell me why, when I went to watch today's movie, it was supposed to be Happiness Ever After. And I thought it was continuation of Happiness Is. Because last South African Day movie review, I did Happiness Is, only to realize that that one came in 2024 and Happiness Ever After came in 2021, and Happiness is a four-letter word came in 2016. So that one was the first one, and Happiness Ever After was supposed to be a sequel to that one. And Happiness is just like a standalone movie. It's like a continuation of those ones. So I should have finished with Happiness Is. But yo, that is not how I did it. I started with Happiness Is because I did not know. And I don't know why I did not check. Because I usually check these things. So I don't know. I think I just saw the title. I was like, Happiness Is, and then Happiness Ever After. I was like, done. I didn't know there was Happiness is a four-letter word. So it's not on Netflix. I didn't find it on Netflix. I found it on YouTube, and the copy on YouTube is not good. It's not perfect. Like there are some places where the sound is missing because I think of the music, so copyright infringement and stuff. And so, like, I got the gist of it, yes, but if you can find it somewhere else, I'd rather you find it somewhere else and watch it. But the one on YouTube is just not the clearest, and it's like 480, so you can't do it like a 1080 or 720 like clearance. It's not clear, but you can see the people, you can understand what they're saying, you can watch it, but it just feels like a very, very old movie, although it came out in 2016, which is like, oh my god, 10 years ago, but still it's not supposed to be that old. But yours, so go and watch it there. Anyway, as I said, I know I said I won't watch it, but I couldn't watch Happiness Ever After without watching that one, and I just didn't want to change from like what I was doing with those movies. And so I decided, okay, let me just check where it all started, and then we'll continue. But just understand that you have to watch like Happiness is a four-letter word first before you go to Happiness Ever After, and then Happiness Is. So yeah, I started with the third one, now I'm going to the first one, then I'll finish with the second one. Crazy, but what can I do about it? There's nothing. So tuendelee, okay? So Happiness is a four-letter word is a 2016 South African movie written by Nozizwe Cynthia and Busisiwe Ntintili. Hope that's how you say the name. It's directed by Tabang Molea. The cast members include Kanye Mbao, she plays Zaza. Renate Stuman, I hope that's how you say the name. I said it last time, I'm saying it again. Hope that's how you say the name. She plays Princess. Chris Atto, I hate this guy and I'll tell you why later. Plays Chris. Stevel Mark plays Fabian. Tongai Kirisa plays Thomas. Mabato Monso plays Nandi. Hope that's how you say the name. Daniel Hadebe plays Bongani. Simon Mugwaza plays Becky. Terence Bridget plays Talent. Fulu Mugovani plays Lindiwe. That sounds like a Luya name. Selo Mutlong plays Hadebe. Tiamo Molobi plays Lunga. Richard Lukunku plays Leo, amongst other cast members. Now, if you love spoilers like me, I'll urge you to continue with this, continue watching this, continue listening to this. If you do not like spoilers, leave right now, go to YouTube, try and find the movie Happiness is a four-letter word, watch it, then come back and listen to this because this is official spoiler alert. So, as you already know from Happiness Is, this is a movie about Princess, but Happiness Is was mostly centered on her. So this one is about her and her friends, that is Zaza and Nandi. So these three women are BFFs and they're all going through different things. Zaza is married to, I think it was Becky, and they have two children, but she's having an affair with Bongani. Princess, as we start, I think she was with Fabian and they were doing the hanky-panky, blah, blah, blah. They weren't serious. But then that's when she meets Leo and she falls in love. And Nandi is in a relationship with Thomas, but then her ex, Chris, shows up and he ruins things for a while. So these are the three ladies, right? So we start with them just hanging out. I don't even remember the beginning of this movie. I think these girls just love going to the spa and having fun and hanging out with each other most of the time, and then going home and doing stuff with their families and stuff. But Zaza, like her husband, is a big businessman and he travels a lot. Like he's doing something in Tanzania, so he's always out of the country. But when he's back home, he spoils his wife like nothing else. Anything she wants, she gets. That's why I didn't understand why she was having an affair with Bongani in the first place. Because it was just weird. Like, why? Men travel, people travel. It doesn't mean that you have to have an affair, but yeah, she was having an affair. I remember the first time I saw her with Bongani, I didn't even realize what was happening until I saw her with the husband. I was like, oh, okay, so this is happening. So anyway, I'll just tell us her stories and then I'll tell the others. So she has an affair with this guy for a long time, and she decides to finally stop it. And she wants to follow the husband in Tanzania because he goes and he comes back, he goes and he comes back. But eventually, through talking to her friends and through her own decision, she decides like she can go with the children and they can live with the husband in Tanzania instead of him going and coming back all the time. So she tells this to the husband eventually after she had broken up with Bongani because Bongani wanted to be serious. Because Bongani was also married. So he wanted to divorce his wife and for Zaza to divorce the husband so that they can be together. And Zaza was like, yeah, no. This was always supposed to be casual. And so she goes like, no, we can't do this. She breaks up with him. This man goes to the wife and tells her that he wants a divorce. So the wife, these rich people wives always know. Like when the husband is cheating, the wife will always know. And so the wife comes and confronts Zaza and she goes like, you are the one who's been sleeping with my husband or something like that. And she is of course shocked because she had a shop where she was selling shoes, I think. And that was the first thing with the girls checking out shoes that she was selling, I think. So they talk about it and that woman goes like, my husband wants to divorce me. I don't know what you did, but he wants to divorce me. And that cannot happen. And so she goes like, I broke up with him a while ago. They were talking as if they were friends. I was like, what? Hey, rich people, I beg. She goes like, I do not know what happened. I do not know what to say to him, what to do to him, but you have to rectify whatever it is because there's no way I'm divorcing my husband and changing my lifestyle and my children's lifestyle because my husband wants to marry his mistress. Like that just cannot happen. And she goes like, okay. And she tells her, if you do not do it, the next visit I'm going to give is going to be to your husband and tell him whatever has been happening. So of course she goes to Bongani to talk to him. And this man, she is upset, she's yelling, blah, blah. The man calms her down by kissing her and they end up doing the hanky panky again. But I think eventually they stopped because she left and she was crying in her car and was checking her through the windows, I don't know. But finally she leaves and I think she stopped that cycle of doing that. So maybe in Happiness Ever After we'll see what happens if she's still in it, because most of these people do not come back in the others. So I'll see what happens in that one the next Wednesday where we do South African movie. Now that is her story. She apologizes to the husband eventually, but I don't think she told him what was happening. Although the husband invited Bongani and the brother into their home, I do not know what he wanted or what he was doing, or if he knew and that was his way of telling their wife that he knew of their secret relationship. That puzzled me. I don't know. But yeah, he invited him and his brother to the house. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. But yeah, he did. And they spoke. And later on, that's when she apologized. And they ended up kissing, making out. Their relationship was like beautiful, apart from her cheating. And yeah, he was such an amazing husband. I don't know why she was cheating on him. I can't even begin to understand. But yeah, so they end up happy. Princess, on the other hand, Princess, when we start again, she's with her friends trying on shoes, blah blah blah. She has an like art gallery, so she showcases other people's work. I think I spoke about this in Happiness Is, and so she's making her own money. She's happy with her friends, blah blah blah. She's doing the hanky panky from time to time with Fabian, who I think wanted to make things serious, but then during one of the art shows they were showcasing, she meets Leo. He has dreadlocks, like he looks like a starving artist, blah blah blah. Actually, the way she meets him is that he was stuffing food into like a table napkin, like what are they called, serviettes. And so she came, approached him, and was like, this food is only for the guest, and they have an exchange. So he thought she was arrogant. He thought she was a homeless person or something like that. Later on, she's introduced to him, and by talent, because I think he's the one he was working with her. I don't know. He was doing something at the gallery. So he introduces them, and he goes like, yeah, he's the artist who did blah 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 blah. And she's intrigued. So later on, she follows him, and she sees that he was giving the food to this homeless lady with her child. And I was like, okay. Even she was like, okay, she liked it. And later on, they start talking. She follows him home, and they end up doing the hanky panky. They wake up the next day. She's in his shirt, and they're talking. She was blushing so much. They had such good chemistry. Like in Happiness Is, you don't see it. Like Leo and Princess, their chemistry with each other. But in Happiness Is a Four-Letter Word, their chemistry really comes out. And Princess has the most beautiful smile, by the way. But anyway, so they start seeing each other. She introduces him to her friends because the ladies want to come and meet her, want to come and meet him. When they come, they ask him questions, and he's cooking for them, blah blah blah. They like him, everybody likes him, and so they continue their relationship. One time, she's home, she's cooked, she's calling him, he's not answering the phone. This man does not show up. She sleeps on the couch waiting for him. The next day, he shows up like a ninja, and he's like, I'm sorry baby, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So there was narration throughout the show. I don't know if it was Zaza or it was Princess or if it was all of them talking through the narration, like giving us the narration. But at some point, one of the ladies who was talking at that time, I think that was Princess at that moment, because she was talking about herself. She goes like, sometimes you see something or you feel something, and you know that something is wrong, and I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but then you just ignore it. You ignore that little voice that tells you something is wrong, because either you don't want to believe it or you just want to see it, and so you move on, but then things get complicated. Again, paraphrasing. So she does not, like, that should have been a red flag, but she didn't take it, she didn't say it. And so he apologizes, and they continue. Fast forward, she calls him, and she's like, I need you to come home for dinner tonight. And so she tells him that she's pregnant, and they are happy, he's happy. And she goes like, I need you to take a photo of me during the pregnancy, every single day of this pregnancy until I give birth, because I want to remember all those days. And he goes like, okay, fine. And then later on, he's not coming back. He has written I think he wrote a note. She comes back from work, I think, and this man has drunk her wine and thrown the bottles on the floor. Like, it was a mess in that house. I don't know what had happened. And so she's like, what is happening? I think he had left a note saying sorry, that he can't be the man for her. Like, he really tried and tried, but then he's an addict, and he's sick, and he just wants to get better, or he cannot do something. I don't know. As I said, it was very difficult to understand the movie on YouTube because of how, like, it's it was downloaded and uploaded on YouTube. So I don't know, it's complicated. So that letter, I didn't really get to understand what they were saying, because the voice went and the letter was only on the screen for a couple of seconds. But basically, he was saying that he can't be the man that she needs at the moment. And so she's left as a single mom, just like that, not married. So in Happiness Is, I thought they were married and they were divorced or something. That's why they were co-parenting. But they weren't married. He just moved in. By the way, he had been living in her house. Crazy, crazy. Because I could never, hey, meet a stranger from the street and just invite him to live in your house. I beg. Anyway, that is princess story. So she's left, of course, with her Bele. We go to Nandi. Her life seems to be going somewhere good. She's a lawyer. She's doing okay. Her dad is a judge, I think, or something like that. And she's happily in a relationship with Thomas. And they've been living together for a while. They're planning their wedding. She's about to look for a wedding gown and stuff like that. Tom, on the other hand, has a son that is Lunga. And Lunga, by the way, he was on sugar. And oh my god, he's grown. Okay, back then he was still the age that he was in sugar, like around the same age that he was in sugar. Very young, very cute. I just saw a photo of him when I was checking the cast members online, and I was like, oh my god, he's grown. Because it has been a couple of years. But yeah, it was so good to see him again on another project. So yeah, Lunga is Thomas's son, and he shares him with his ex, but now he's in a relationship with Nandi, and like Lunga knows Nandi, he knows they're getting married and stuff. He comes and spends days with them at their place and stuff like that. So she gets a promotion at work, which is great. She's made partner, which is amazing. And so while she's doing that, she's celebrating with her friends, she's celebrating with Tom. The law firm decides to set up to have a party to celebrate her, and while she's there, she meets her ex Chris. This man comes from nowhere, and he's just in her life again. Like, men, these people can, some of them, not all of them, let me be clear with that, some of them, they can ruin your life, and then you collect yourself, you dust yourself off. When you move on, when things are starting to work out again for you, then they show up again like nothing ever happened. That is exactly what this man did. So apparently, because we didn't see this part, these are things that happened before the movie began, right? So they were in a relationship, and this man left her, broke up with her, left her penniless. Either he took a loan using her name, or took a loan, or she took a loan for him, or something, like something with the money. And so she was the one who was paying the interest for that loan or something like that. So it was just crazy. Yeah, like she was the one who had to pay it back, and it was just bad. So their fallout was terrible. But the problem with also that is that this man just walked away. She didn't stop being in love with him. He just walked off. So she still has lingering feelings, but because she hasn't seen him in years, she thought she was over it until she sees him again, and he's in her company, in her law firm, and then he becomes her client because he was working on this big land thing, and it cost billions, blah 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 blah. So they start working together, and the moment they did, I was like, please tell Tom what is happening. She did not. She even lied, because during a dinner party or a dinner thing at her house, the dad was there, and this man did not like Thomas so much. I think because he thought he was beneath the daughter, because the daughter is a lawyer and Tom isn't that. And so he was behaving very badly. I did not like him. I did not like him like at all. I did not like Nandi's dad like at all. And he was talking badly about, like, putting him down, and also Lunga, the kid. And I was like, no, you just don't do that. And Nandi did not even defend him. And when Thomas rightly got upset about that, Nandi defended the dad, and he was like, why didn't you do anything about it, blah blah blah. Like, it was just chaotic. But anyway, while they were there, he mentions, that is the dad, mentions that Chris is back in town and how he's doing great things, blah blah blah, in front of Tom. Tom asks Nandi about it, asks if he knew that he's back, and she goes like, no, I have not seen him, I did not know that he's back, I haven't heard from him. Why do people lie? Because she was already creating the foundation of doing what she later did, which was cheat on him. Because you start lying, why are you lying? They were working together. She was going to his home, and he was in trousers without a shirt. And was it a short or a trouser? I don't know. Sweatpants and stuff, exercising and offering her food. And she was entertaining all this nonsense. Her friends were telling her not to, especially Princess. She was like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to be very careful around that man. But she was just like, he's, no, it's just work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is nonsense. You are lying. Why are you lying about this? Like, it just upset me so much what she was doing, especially to a man like Tom, who, like, there's a moment she even asks him, like, where do you see us in 5 years? And she's like, oh no, at 50 or something. Where do you see us at 50 or in a couple of years? I don't know. I don't remember exactly what she asked, but he goes like, we are retired, we are old, and I don't know, you are 50 and 50 something or something like that. I don't know. And the kids are in uni, blah, 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 and all of that. And we're eating avocados because she loved avocados. So we are eating avocado from the tree that I planted for you, because they were building a home, like a forever home for themselves somewhere. They had bought land and they were building there. So an avocado tree that, I planted for you, and we're drinking Malo and stuff like that. And that was a good dream. This man has seen like the future. And she even asked him, like, is that something that you really think about? And I was like, yeah, I've thought about from the first moment I laid my eyes on you. This is a forever guy. Like they always say, marry the man who's more in love with you than you are with them. Like, and this man was clearly it. But this girl was from the ghetto. I don't know why she was entertaining this Chris guy. I did not like him. And I'm biased, and I'll tell you why, as I said. But I just did not like him. You're a next for a reason. Stay there, stay in your lane. And he was so pushy. So at one moment, they traveled out of town together for business, and they went and closed the deal, blah, 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 blah. And to celebrate, they ended up doing the hanky panky. She cheated on Tom and did not even tell him, came back and told the girlfriends, and Princess was like, I told you this was going to happen. And Zaza, because she's been cheating on the husband like forever, she goes like, nobody plans to cheat. And I was like, no, this one planned to cheat. Because yeah, when she learned that he was the client, she tried to tell one of the other partners, like her boss, like, yeah, I cannot work with him because we have a past. And the boss was like, that is why I think he picked you. And so do not let us down, blah, blah, blah. I get that the bosses were forcing you, fine. But she could have stood on her grounds and said, like, I'm not working with you, like, at all. And if the company forced it, she could have insisted that they meet in public all the time. Either they meet in the office, because there's this one time they meet in the office, and this man sits next to her, even after she told him to sit on the opposite side. That was harassment. But then she just let it go again. She goes to his home knowing the kind of man that he is. She was entertaining him through and through. And yeah, I'm very judgmental when it comes to such cases. I do not condone cheating. I do not get excuses. Like this one, she clearly wanted this to happen, because where did she think the thing that she was doing was going to go? And then she lied to Tom about seeing him again. Why? You are setting up the foundation for the cheating. And so she cheated. Eventually, they're attending Lunga's birthday party. I think it was at Lunga's mom's house, and they were there, all of them. She crashes into the lady who was carrying cake. I don't know who that was. And so Lunga's birthday cake is gone, and Tom has to go and get another one. He wanted to use her car, and she goes like, yeah, the keys are in my bag. So he goes to get the keys. This man, by the way, Chris had given her an engagement ring after they slept together. And so and a check, by the way. He had given her a check. Actually, the birthday party came later. He gave her a check for the money that he had taken from her before, and then an engagement ring. So she went and paid some money that was needed to continue with the house. And when Tom found out, he got very upset about it. Rightly so, because why would you use another man's money to pay for something for our house? Like, what? Why would you think that I'll be okay with that? And when he tried to ask her about it, she became very defensive, because she's on the right. And she goes like, yeah, I'm the one who's getting married to you, but you're making plans with your ex. So Lunga's mom and Tom had also done something wrong. Tom had done something wrong. Like, he had agreed with Lunga's mom that they were going to let Lunga live with him, and Nandi permanently without talking to Nandi first, which was wrong because if your son is coming to be living with us permanently, I do not mind it, but let it be me and you talking about it first, not you and your ex. You can discuss it with your ex, but then your ex has to know that, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'll go and talk to my fiance first, my future wife. Let's agree on it and then I'll get back to you. But then they just made that decision. He comes and tells her, yeah, so and so and I decided that Lunga is going to be living with us after we get married. And I was also like, yeah, no. So that comes up and they argue about that. So at the party, they were tense. So because of that conversation. And so he goes to take the car keys from her purse and a message comes through her phone and it's Chris who has written her a message like, I can still taste your lips even now, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what else. And he's like, what? So, of course, he does not go home with her. He spends the night on a couch at the ex's house and comes back later. She's like, where were you? Where did you sleep? Did you sleep with your ex? Blah, blah, blah. He explains, I slept on the couch. And then he asks her point blank if she and Chris ever did anything. And he says, like, yeah, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. She tries to apologize. And Tom goes like, what do you want? So I'm bad for you. I'm wrong for you. Everything I do is bad, blah, 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 blah. So what do you want? She does not answer. She starts because she was very indecisive, by the way. And so he walks off and I think they break up there. So she cries, she goes, blah, blah, blah. She's thinking while she's at work. She's overthinking the whole scenario and then she's like thinking about what she really wants and she wants the malo and avocados. So yeah, she goes back to Chris, gives back the ring and she's like, yeah, I'm done, you and I are done, I never want to see you again. And so anyway, Princess was thinking of terminating the pregnancy. She was like, she's not sure she wants to keep it after Leo left, but she did. She carried the pregnancy. She gives birth towards the end of the movie, and yeah, everybody is there. Tom comes to the hospital because Princess texted him to tell him about the baby, and so when he comes, he meets up again with Nandi, and they talk, and she apologizes, asks him to forgive her and take her back, and they agree to be together again, which was a good ending. I love that. But your forgiving infidelity is hard, yo. But anyway, they walk down the aisle, they get married, and everybody's at the wedding and they're happy. And so yeah, it ended well. So I think it ended with them dancing at the wedding, if I'm not mistaken. If there was another, yeah, actually, yeah. But I couldn't hear any of the music in that in that movie because again, it's on YouTube, it's an upload, so it's not like the official site for the movie. So all the music that was played there, those parts they could just go off, and so I couldn't hear any music, and so I missed a lot of that wedding and stuff. So even if you watch it on YouTube, just know that you'll have to miss a lot of things that are being said, are being done. And yeah, that was Happiness is a Four-Letter Word. So it was about a lot of things. There were words that were being put there: soul, I think heart and stuff like that, and love and nini. So yeah, you have to watch the movie to understand what the four-letter word meant in the movie. But yeah, I found it to be interesting. It was a lovely movie. I enjoyed it as much as like I'll look for it somewhere else and see if I'll find it somewhere else and maybe give it a proper watch with the music and everything and get to enjoy it. But yeah, I loved it. I always watch South African movies and I always forget to say this. Their hairstyles, the natural hairstyles that they do, I love them so, so much. I remember seeing it on Sugar, on Happiness Is, on this one, and other South African movies. They usually do their natural hair very, very well, and they keep forgetting to comment on it. And so this one, I was just like, let me just comment on it because it was looking good. Nandi especially, Princess was mostly wearing an afro, but yeah, even during the wedding, Nandi had an afro, which was good. I was like, yeah, if I ever get married, I'd like that because it looks more natural and stuff, and it's just quaint and beautiful and stuff instead of these long wigs and stuff. if you start sweating, it's just that no, a beautiful afro will be very, very nice. So anyway, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I did not hear the music, as I said, but I loved everything else about this movie. I loved their conversations. I loved Princess and Leo's chemistry, by the way she was talking to him, the way she was smiling at him, it was just beautiful. I found Becky to look a little bit older than Zaza, but yeah, they still were good, and he was such a lovely husband. I just liked him as a dad. I liked him as a husband. He was good. I loved Tom and his just kindness, and I don't know, his chemistry with Nandi as well. I love the way he was thinking, like, if all men were like him, apart from that forgiving infidelity so quickly thing. But yeah, that would have been very, very nice. As I said, I did not like Nandi's dad at all. I did not like him at all, at all, at all. Zaza Kanyimbao, this woman has had different faces throughout her career. Like in this one, she looks totally different. Like if you see the Kanyimbao from Happiness is a Four-Letter Word, that is back in 2016, and the Kanyimbao who is in this show, African what, Young, Rich and Famous, whatever, that one, they look totally different. Like the work she's done on her face, yo, hey, she doesn't look like her. I remember, like, I saw the name Kanyembao and then she comes on screen. I'm like, this does not look like her. But then people do things to feel good, yo. And if she feels good, that's all that matters. But her face looks very, very different. As I said, Chris that is Chris Atto. This man acted in MTV Sugar. And I hated because he was a predator in that show. And I hated him. I hated him there. Like totally. Because of the part that he played. And I know you are not your character. But I hated him there. And I hated him in this movie too. Because again, in this one, he was a predator. He might not have been a pedophile like in that one because he was going after kids. In this one, he was actively going after his ex after leaving her high and dry before, and I just did not like his character as Gang, and I don't think I'll ever like him in anything I see him. I just don't think I'll ever will. It's like that guy from The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Everybody still hates that man, even if you see him in any other movie, just remember him from that one. Now him, I'll always remember him from Sugar, and I don't think I'll ever love him, even if he acts as a good person. He's a handsome guy, but I hate his face. I see it on screen, I'm just upset. I'm just upset. But as also I said, I loved seeing Lunga. Loved his little face very, very much. Seeing him again, it was just beautiful. And yeah, go and watch it. Go and find it and watch it. That's all I can say. I enjoyed it as much as I could with the 480 picture and everything, but yeah, it's good. I wish it was back on Netflix. I wish it was on Netflix because I would have enjoyed it more. But I'm thinking that, as I said, I'm going to find another place to watch it and maybe give it a proper run next time. So yeah, I'm going to stop here because it's getting late and I have to record the next episode, and I don't want this to be too long like last Wednesday's, yo. But yeah, because it's already at 41 minutes, I hope I can be able to cut it down to less. I just don't like editing these long episodes. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. So make sure to go to watch the movie, then come back and tell me if you agree with me or not in the comment section. Remember to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, Mimi's Musings Podcast. Remember that I'm still baking, that I'm still cooking for people. If you want that, please hit me up and I'll surely do a good job for you. And come back here. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I upload something new, you're going to be amongst the first people to come and watch. Okay?